Close your eyes and take a deep, calming breath. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a quiet, green forest, the air cool and fresh against your skin. The leaves of the trees sway gently in the breeze, casting soft shadows on the ground beneath your feet. You feel connected to the earth beneath you, your body grounded, yet your mind feels light, drifting. Take another slow breath, filling your lungs with the crisp air now. Imagine that the air around you is alive with something unseen, something that is flowing through everything. It's invisible, yet it is everywhere. This invisible force, this element, is carbon. It's a quiet, subtle presence, but it is everywhere. It's in the trees that sway gently above you, in the soil beneath your feet, in every breath you take. It's part of you, part of everything, from the tiniest leaf to the tallest tree, from the richest soil to the endless sky above. Carbon is the foundation of life on Earth. It is the building block of every living thing, from plants to animals to humans. You can think of it as the secret thread that holds all life together. As you breathe, you take in carbon dioxide from the air, a gas that plants rely on for their growth. The plants, in turn, give you oxygen, the very breath that fills your lungs. This is part of the carbon cycle, an endless loop that keeps the balance of life on Earth. Now, as you stand in this quiet forest, feel the cool breeze moving past you. It carries with it tiny particles, molecules, and gases, including carbon dioxide. As the wind brushes against your face, imagine how carbon travels through the atmosphere, moving from the air to the trees and plants that surround you. Every leaf you see is busy, silently working to absorb the carbon dioxide from the air and, through a process called photosynthesis, turn it into sugars that fuel their growth. In this way, plants transform carbon into life, sustaining themselves and everything that depends on them. Feel the connection between yourself and the trees. You breathe in, and the carbon dioxide from your breath floats into the air. The trees, in turn, take in that carbon dioxide, using it to grow and thrive. It's a beautiful exchange, a quiet, invisible dance between all living things. In this moment, you are a part of the cycle of life, participating in this great, unseen flow of carbon that connects all of Earth's living systems. As you take another slow breath, imagine the carbon moving through the food you eat, whether it's an apple, a piece of bread, or a simple salad. Everything you consume is a product of plants that have absorbed carbon from the air. These plants use carbon to create the sugars and proteins that form the foundation of the food chain. When you eat, you are not just nourishing your body, you are consuming the life-giving energy that carbon provides. Now, think about the animals that also depend on carbon. They, too, breathe in oxygen and release carbon dioxide, just like you. Their bodies, to rely on carbon to build the tissues and cells that keep them alive. Every heartbeat, every movement, every thought is powered by the carbon that flows through their bodies, just as it flows through yours. Feel the calmness of this connection. Carbon is not just an element, it's the very thread that connects all living things, the invisible force that keeps everything in balance. It is in the air, in the plants, in the animals, and in you. It is a part of the world around you, moving quietly through nature, constantly shifting from one form to another, yet always present. As you breathe in the air, as you feel the earth beneath your feet, You are connected to the carbon cycle, a cycle that sustains life in all its forms. Take a deep breath now, and as you exhale, feel the weight of the world around you, lifting. The trees, the plants, the animals, the air all are a part of this peaceful, ever-moving cycle. Carbon moves quietly through the natural world, helping life grow, evolve, and thrive. In this moment, you are a part of that cycle, a small but essential part of the beautiful balance that keeps Earth alive and full of life. Let yourself feel the warmth of this connection, knowing that with every breath you take, you are participating in something far greater than yourself, a cycle that has been ongoing for billions of years, sustaining life on Earth. The world is quiet now, the breeze is soft, and everything is in balance. You are a part of that balance, and as you settle into this peaceful moment, let the calmness of the world around you fill your mind, knowing that carbon is quietly working, weaving through nature, supporting life in every form. With each breath, feel your body relax deeper, your mind at ease, knowing that you are part of this great, quiet cycle. There is no need to hurry, no need to rush. Just breathe, relax, and let the steady rhythm of life, powered by carbon, carry you into a deep, peaceful sleep as you continue to breathe deeply and relax. Imagine that you are walking slowly through a vast, vibrant forest. The trees around you stand tall, their leaves shimmering in the soft sunlight that filters through the branches above. The air is fresh, filled with the earthy scent of damp soil and the faint fragrance of flowers blooming in the underbrush. With every step, you feel more connected to the ground beneath your feet, to the life around you, and to the unseen force that binds all things together. In this forest, the cycle of carbon is constantly at work, flowing quietly, almost invisibly, through every part of the ecosystem. Picture the air around you filled with the delicate molecules of carbon dioxide. As you breathe in, you are taking in some of this carbon, just as the trees do. The trees, the plants, the soil, and even the oceans, everything on Earth is part of the great, endless cycle of carbon that keeps life thriving. Now, imagine that the carbon you breathe in does not just remain in your lungs. It moves through your body, entering your bloodstream, and becomes part of the energy you need to live. It fuels your cells, gives you the power to move, to think, and to grow. But your body isn't the only one using this carbon. It's the same for the trees, the plants, and the animals around you. Carbon is the essential ingredient that fuels the growth of all living things. It's in the plants that provide food for the herbivores, and it's in the herbivores that sustain the carnivores. In this peaceful forest, you can sense the quiet rhythm of life, the steady flow of carbon through every plant, animal, and part of the land. The trees are absorbing carbon dioxide from the air through their leaves, using sunlight to convert it into sugars through a process called photosynthesis. This transformation is a quiet miracle happening every second of every day. The trees turn the carbon dioxide into the sugars and oxygen that fuel their growth and provide oxygen for you and every living creature around them. The leaves flutter gently in the wind, each one silently working, absorbing the sunlight and the carbon, giving back the oxygen that we all breathe. Feel the calmness of the trees around you, their silent work as they take in carbon and release oxygen. Picture the process of photosynthesis, how the energy from the sun is captured by the leaves and used to turn carbon dioxide into glucose, a form of sugar. This energy is then stored in the plant's roots, stems, and leaves, providing the foundation for all life on Earth. The plants, in turn, provide food for herbivores, while the herbivores are eaten by carnivores. The cycle continues, each step in the chain of life dependent on the flow of carbon. But carbon doesn't just stay in plants and animals. It moves through the Earth's soil and oceans, too. Imagine the soil beneath your feet, rich with organic material. As plants die and decompose, the carbon from their bodies is released into the soil. Here, it is stored, sometimes for thousands of years. The soil becomes a reservoir of carbon, quietly holding on to this life-giving element, preventing it from being released back into the atmosphere too quickly. Below the soil, deep in the Earth's crust, carbon can also be found locked away in rocks and minerals. Over millions of years, the carbon is trapped in the Earth's layers, where it remains stored for long periods. This process helps to regulate the amount of carbon in the atmosphere, maintaining the balance of life and climate. Imagine the Earth holding onto this precious carbon deep within its core, where it slowly interacts with other elements to form new compounds. These compounds can be released back into the atmosphere, completing the cycle once more. Above the Earth's surface, the oceans also play a crucial role in the carbon cycle. Picture the vast blue ocean stretching before you, its surface shimmering in the sunlight. The oceans are one of the Earth's largest carbon sinks, absorbing carbon dioxide from the air and storing it in the water. The tiny organisms in the ocean, plankton, algae, and other marine life also absorb carbon, using it to grow and thrive. As these organisms die and sink to the ocean floor, the carbon they contain is carried with them, slowly becoming part of the deep ocean's stores. Feel the peace of this eternal cycle, the quiet, invisible flow of carbon through the earth. Every plant, every animal, every breath you take is part of this larger process. The carbon flows in a never-ending loop, moving from the air to the soil, to the plants. There is no rush, no hurry, just the steady, peaceful rhythm of nature, maintaining balance in every corner of the earth. As you stand in the midst of this serene forest, feel yourself becoming part of this cycle. The trees are reaching for the sky. The soil beneath your feet is rich with life, and the air around you is filled with carbon, oxygen, and life-giving energy. You are connected to this great cycle, breathing in the air, walking on the earth, living within the balance of nature. Now, take a deep breath and feel yourself relax even more deeply. Know that the carbon cycle is working quietly, day after day, keeping life in balance. The forest, the oceans, the soil, they are all connected, working together to support life. And in this moment, as you breathe deeply, you are a part of this cycle, moving in harmony with the earth, with nature, with the balance that sustains all life. Let this peaceful connection to nature wash over you, knowing that the carbon cycle will continue quietly and steadily, supporting life on Earth. There is no need to hurry, no need to worry. Everything is as it should be, and you are at peace with the rhythm of the earth. As you sink deeper into relaxation, feel yourself becoming more and more in tune with the natural world, gently drifting along with the flow of life. Let go of any remaining tension, and allow yourself to relax completely, knowing that you are part of this beautiful, balanced cycle. Feel the gentle rhythm of nature's balance and let it guide you into a peaceful, restful state as you continue to breathe deeply, feeling yourself sinking further into relaxation. Let your mind drift to a place of quiet wonder where the invisible forces of nature work tirelessly, silently, and in perfect harmony. Imagine the endless flow of carbon moving through the planet, an intricate dance that never stops, supporting every living thing. From the smallest blade of grass to the tallest tree, from the tiniest microbe to the most majestic animal, you are standing in a vast, endless forest where life is abundant and carbon is constantly on the move. Imagine that the trees around you, the tall, sturdy oaks and graceful pines, are alive with energy. They reach their branches high into the sky, their leaves catching the sunlight, which allows them to perform a quiet miracle, photosynthesis. This process is where carbon begins its journey. As plants take in carbon dioxide from the air, absorb the sun's energy, and transform this gas into sugar, oxygen, and energy to fuel their growth. Breathe in deeply now, and as you do, imagine the carbon dioxide in the air around you being absorbed by the leaves of the trees. Picture the leaves' surface as they catch the sunlight, and with it, the energy to fuel this life-giving process. The air you breathe is part of this vast network, a continuous exchange between plants, animals, and the earth. Every breath you take, the trees give back the oxygen you need to live. This is the start of the carbon cycle, an endless loop, where carbon moves from the atmosphere into plants, from plants into animals, and from animals into the soil. In this quiet forest, the rhythm of life is ever present. The plants take in carbon, storing it in their roots, their stems, and their leaves. As plants grow, they not only provide food and shelter for the creatures of the forest, but they also act as storage units for carbon, holding it in place for as long as they live. Imagine the trees standing tall, with their roots deep in the soil, where carbon is stored for years, even centuries. The larger the tree, the more carbon it can store. Every ring of growth in a tree's trunk represents another year of carbon, absorbed, quietly locked away. But carbon doesn't stay in the plants forever. As the seasons change and the plants shed their leaves, or when they die, carbon moves on. The fallen leaves, the decaying trees, and the remains of the animals that lived in the forest all contribute to the next stage of the carbon cycle. Decomposers, tiny organisms like bacteria, fungi, and insects work quietly in the background, breaking down dead organic matter. As they do, they release carbon back into the soil, where it can be stored once again, or be released into the atmosphere. Feel the earth beneath your feet, rich and soft, teeming with life. In the soil, microorganisms work tirelessly, breaking down the remains of plants and animals, recycling the carbon back into the earth. Some of the carbon is taken up by new plants, starting the cycle all over again. Other carbon, however, sinks deeper into the soil, stored away for much longer periods, sometimes even for thousands of years. This process, though slow, is vital to keeping the carbon cycle balanced, ensuring that the carbon levels in the atmosphere remain stable and that life can continue to thrive. Now, picture the oceans, the great blue expanse, stretching out before The oceans are one of Earth's largest carbon sinks, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the air. As the carbon dioxide enters the ocean, it dissolves into the water, where tiny marine organisms, like plankton, algae, and corals, absorb it for growth. These organisms, though small, play a crucial role in the carbon cycle. They use carbon to build their bodies, and, when they die, their remains sink to the ocean floor, where they are stored for millions of years. The oceans are vast, covering more than 70% of Earth's surface, and they hold much of the carbon on the planet land. The oceans and the land are interconnected in a delicate dance, each helping to regulate the amount of carbon in the atmosphere, each playing its role in sustaining life on Earth. As you stand there, feeling the peaceful rhythm of the carbon cycle, you realize how important this invisible process is. The cycle is not just a scientific fact, it is the heartbeat of life on Earth. Carbon moves through the atmosphere, the oceans, the land, and the living creatures that inhabit this planet, maintaining the balance that keeps the world alive. Without it, life as we know it could not exist. Imagine that every leaf, every wave, every tree, every breath you take is a part of this cycle. A small but important piece of the intricate puzzle that makes up the world's carbon balance. The air you breathe today is the same air that has been circulating through the planet for millions of years, part of an endless, silent exchange that sustains life. Now, as you continue to breathe deeply, feel the peace of knowing that the world is in balance, that the carbon cycle continues quietly and steadily, ensuring that life continues. With each breath, you are connected to the natural world, to the trees, to the oceans, to the creatures, and to the earth itself. You are part of this cycle, and it is part of you. Let this understanding of the cycle settle in your mind as you relax deeper, feeling the peace of knowing that carbon will continue to move through the world, supporting life, nurturing the plants and animals, keeping the air fresh, and ensuring the stability of the earth. There is no need to worry, no need to rush. Everything is in perfect balance, and you are connected to it all. Let yourself sink into this peaceful knowledge, breathing slowly and deeply, and allowing the tranquility of nature to guide you further into relaxation as you continue to drift deeper into the calmness of your breath. Imagine now that the world around you is shifting. The forest, the oceans, the air, they are still there, working silently, but something has begun to change. Picture a bustling city in the distance, the streets lined with cars, the air filled with the hum of activity. The buildings rise high, their windows reflecting the sunlight, but within them, there is something happening, change in the way the Earth's natural systems work. In this city, people are burning fossil fuels. The cars, the factories, and the power plants, they are all emitting carbon dioxide into the air, pumping it up into the atmosphere, where it stays, trapped. The once clear sky now feels slightly heavier, filled with invisible gases that accumulate over time. As you look up, the sky is still blue, but there's a haze in the air, reminder of the growing amount of carbon dioxide. As you take a breath, imagine that the carbon in the air is not just passing through your lungs, it is staying there, now being released at a much faster rate than ever before. You feel it in the air weight, a subtle shift in the atmosphere that wasn't there before. The Earth is absorbing this extra carbon, but it is not prepared for the sudden overload. Now, picture the forests, the trees that once helped absorb carbon dioxide, breathing in the gas and releasing oxygen, are being cut down. Without these trees, the Earth's ability to absorb carbon decreases. The balance that once existed in the carbon cycle is now beginning to slip away. As more carbon is released into the air without being replenished by the forests and the plants that once held it, feel the shift in the environment around you. The world is still beautiful, but there is a tension now, a sense of imbalance. The plants and trees are not growing as they once did, and the animals that rely on them for food and shelter are being displaced. The earth is trying to cope, trying to restore the balance, but the rapid release of carbon is too much for it to manage. As you listen to the world around you, imagine the sound of cars, the hum of industrial machinery, the crackling of fires burning. The earth is working harder, trying to filter out the excess carbon, but it's struggling to keep up. The atmosphere grows warmer, and the planet begins to feel the effects. The ice caps are melting, the oceans are rising, and the once stable climates begin to shift. Feel the warmth in the air now, a subtle increase that wasn't there before. It's not immediate, but it's steady. The temperature of the earth is rising, and with it, the changes to the natural environment. Seasons become less predictable. Weather patterns shift. What was once a calm, cool breeze is now warmer, more erratic, as the Earth's systems respond to the growing levels of carbon in the air. But despite this disturbance, the natural world still continues. The forests are still standing, though fewer in number. The oceans are still moving, absorbing as much carbon as they can. The plants continue to grow, still helping to balance the carbon in the air, even though the task is harder than it used to be. Nature is resilient. Even in the face of disruption, it fights to maintain the balance. Take a deep breath and reflect on this. In this moment, you are part of this delicate balance. You are connected to the earth, to the plants, the animals, and the very atmosphere that surrounds you. Every action we take, every decision we make, ripples through the environment, affecting the delicate balance of life. The carbon cycle is not just a scientific process, it is a part of the world's living system, something that connects all of us, and it requires our care and attention. But as you think about the changes happening, allow yourself to feel a sense of calm. While the world is changing, while the balance is shifting, there is still hope. There are still ways to restore the balance. By planting trees, by reducing our carbon footprint, by protecting the environment, we can help slow the damage and allow the earth to begin healing in this quiet moment. Feel the peace that comes with knowing that, despite the challenges, the earth continues to move, to grow, to adapt. It is not too late. The natural world has a remarkable capacity to heal, to restore balance, and as you relax, allow yourself to feel connected to this process. You are part of the world's great balance, and with each breath, you help maintain that connection. Feel the gentle warmth of the sun on your skin, the soft breeze in the air, and know that just as the earth can heal, so can we. As you breathe deeply, imagine the carbon being absorbed, the trees growing, the oceans calming, and the earth returning to its balanced state. Let this peaceful thought fill your mind and heart, knowing that every small effort counts, that the earth's resilience is stronger than any disturbance. Now, as you continue to relax, feel your body sinking deeper into this peaceful connection with the earth. The imbalance may still be there, but so too is the hope and the strength of nature. Let go of any tension, any worry, and simply rest in the knowledge that, with time, balance will return. Let yourself sink deeper into this serenity, feeling the deep calm that comes with knowing that the earth is always working to restore itself. Breathe deeply, and with every exhale, release any concerns. You are connected to this cycle, and in this moment, everything is as it should be. As you continue to breathe deeply and let the stillness of space envelop you, imagine now the earth, not as it is, but as it could be, a place of balance, of restoration, where human hands work in harmony with the natural world to repair the damage done. Picture yourself standing once again in the forest, this time in a different season, a different moment. The air is still fresh, the ground still soft beneath your feet, but now the trees around you are thriving more than ever. They stretch tall and strong, their branches full of healthy green leaves. The forest is alive with activity, with life, and it feels peaceful, balanced, and full of promise in this new world. Efforts are being made to restore the delicate balance of nature. People are planting trees, reforesting areas where the trees have been lost, and giving the earth the chance to heal. Imagine the sight of thousands of small saplings being planted by dedicated hands. Each tree a small act of hope, a small commitment to the future of the planet. As each sapling grows, it begins to capture carbon from the atmosphere, slowly but surely pulling that excess carbon back into the earth, restoring the balance that was once lost. The trees become silent workers in the fight to heal the planet, absorbing the carbon dioxide from the air and releasing the oxygen that we so desperately need. Feel the peace that comes with this action. With every tree planted, every forest restored, you can sense that the earth is slowly beginning to breathe again, as if the planet itself is exhaling a sigh of relief. The air around you becomes fresher, the atmosphere lighter. You are no longer in a world of imbalance, but in a world where nature is beginning to heal, one step at a time. Every leaf on every tree is a reminder of the power of nature to recover, to regenerate, and to bring balance once more. Now, think about the energy we use, the cars we drive, the buildings we live in, the factories we run. Imagine that instead of polluting the air with carbon, we begin to use renewable energy sources, solar power, wind energy, and hydropower. Picture fields of solar panels stretching out under the sun, catching every ray of light and turning it into clean, renewable energy. See the wind turbines spinning slowly in the breeze, harnessing the power of the wind to generate electricity. These clean, green sources of energy reduce the amount of carbon we release into the air, allowing the planet to breathe easier. With each new solar panel and wind turbine, the balance of carbon in the atmosphere is slowly restored, and the Earth's temperature begins to stabilize. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin as you imagine these renewable energy sources at work, generating clean energy without harming the planet. The wind whispers softly as the turbines turn, and the earth beneath you seems to hum with energy. There is a quiet strength in the way nature provides, in the way we can work with the earth rather than against it. With every effort to use sustainable energy, we take another step toward restoring the balance that is so critical to life on Earth. Picture now the farmlands that stretch across the countryside, once dependent on harmful chemicals and practices that released carbon into the atmosphere. Now, imagine those same farms practicing regenerative agriculture, growing crops in a way that nurtures the soil, restores its health, and captures carbon in the process. Farmers are planting cover crops, rotating their fields, and using natural fertilizers to improve the quality of the land. As they do, they are also helping to capture carbon in the soil, turning the earth into a giant carbon sink, a place where carbon is stored safely underground, out of the atmosphere. The land is thriving once again, full of healthy crops and strong, resilient soil. The air is fresher, the soil is richer, and the carbon cycle is moving more smoothly, just as it was meant to. Feel the connection to this land, to the soil beneath you. Picture the roots of the plants stretching deep into the earth, drawing carbon from the atmosphere and storing it in the soil, where it can remain for years to come. The plants sway gently in the breeze, and the soil feels rich and full of life. The balance is being restored, and the earth is once again working in harmony with the people who care for it. There is a deep, peaceful satisfaction in knowing that these efforts, small as they may seem, are making a difference. They are helping the earth to breathe again, to heal, and to find its balance. Now, as you stand in this restored world, take a deep breath and feel the calmness that comes with knowing that change is possible. The world is not perfect, and there is still much to be done, but there is hope. There is hope in the trees being planted, in the clean energy being used, in the healthy soil beneath your feet. With every step, we can help restore the balance, heal the planet, and create a world where both nature and humanity thrive together. As you continue to breathe deeply, let this sense of hope fill you. Know that you are part of this world, part of this beautiful, intricate web of life, and that in this moment you are contributing to the earth's healing simply by understanding the importance of this balance. The world is working in harmony, and you are at peace with it. Feel the peace that comes with knowing that the earth is healing. Feel the calm that comes from understanding that change is possible, that we can help restore the balance, one tree, one action, one effort at a time. As you breathe deeply, allow yourself to feel deeply connected to the earth, to its rhythms, to its cycles, and to the quiet strength that lies in nature's ability to heal. Let this peaceful thought wash over you as you relax deeper, knowing that each small step we take helps bring us closer to a restored world. The earth is healing, and so are you. Let go of any remaining tension, breathe deeply, and allow yourself to drift into deep relaxation, knowing that the earth and its cycles are at peace, and so are you. As you continue to relax, breathing deeply and peacefully, let your thoughts drift to the quiet, breathing organism where every leaf, every plant, every creature is a vital part of the great cycle that sustains life. At the heart of this cycle, quietly and constantly working, is carbon, their leaves gently swaying in the breeze. They are absorbing sunlight and carbon dioxide, performing the delicate process of photosynthesis, energy that fueled their growth. Every leaf, every branch is a product of this silent, unseen dance of nature, a dance that allows the plants to thrive, to grow tall, and to give life to the animals that depend on them for food and shelter. Feel the peace that comes with this simple truth. Everything around you, from the plants to the animals to the very air you breathe, is made possible by carbon. It is the building block of life. Without it, there would be no plants to grow, no animals to feed, no life to nourish. As the plants grow, so do the animals that feed on them. The cycle continues, and life moves forward. Now think about the animals, the creatures of the forest, the birds flying high above, and the small insects crawling on the ground. Every one of them relies on carbon for their survival. Animals to breathe in oxygen and release carbon dioxide as part of their respiration. They consume plants or other animals, and in doing so, they absorb carbon into their bodies. As these animals live, move, and grow, they pass carbon through the food chain, allowing life to continue in an endless, harmonious loop. As you reflect on this, feel the connection between all living things, the way each life form depends on the others to survive. The plants rely on the animals to help spread their seeds, and the animals rely on the plants for food and oxygen. Carbon is at the heart of this balance, the invisible force that connects everything from the smallest blade of grass to the largest tree, from the tiniest insect to the great whales of the oceans. Imagine now the soil beneath your feet is rich and full of life, teeming with microorganisms that work silently to break down the organic matter around them. When plants and animals die, their carbon-rich bodies decompose, releasing carbon back into the soil. This carbon is stored in the earth, where it can remain for years, sometimes even centuries. It is then slowly released back into the atmosphere or used by new plants to continue the cycle. The soil is not just the foundation for plants to grow. It is also a massive storage unit for carbon, quietly maintaining the balance of life. As you walk through this peaceful forest, feel the deep connection between yourself and the earth beneath you. The soil, the trees, the animals, they all work together in perfect harmony, each one playing a role in the larger cycle of life. And at the heart of this cycle is carbon, flowing silently through the air, the water, the soil, and the plants, creating the life that surrounds you. You are a part of this cycle, just as much as the trees and the birds, the soil and the sea. Cycle, absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and storing it in the water. Tiny organisms in the oceans, like plankton, use the carbon to grow and survive. As these organisms die and sink to the bottom of the sea, the carbon they contain is stored deep beneath the ocean's surface, waiting to be released again. This quiet storage system helps keep the planet's carbon balance in check, ensuring that the levels of carbon in the atmosphere remain stable. Feel the peace of this understanding. Carbon is everywhere, in every part of the earth, in every living thing, and in every cycle of life. It moves through the air, through the soil, through the oceans, and through the bodies of all living creatures. It is the thread that connects everything, the foundation of life itself. And even as it moves, it is always part of a larger system, a cycle that has been ongoing for billions of years. You are part of this cycle, part of this grand, harmonious flow. As you breathe deeply now, let the rhythm of this cycle wash over you. Carbon flows through you as it does through the trees, the animals, and the earth. It sustains you just as it sustains all life on earth. You are connected to the planet. You are part of the great eternal cycle of life. Feel the deep peace that comes with this connection. You are not separate from nature. Let this peaceful understanding fill your mind and body, knowing that you are connected to the earth, to all the cycles of life, and to the carbon that sustains it all. Now, as you continue to relax, let the rhythm of the earth's cycle lull you into a state of deep calm. You are part of something vast and beautiful, a cycle that will continue for billions of years, a cycle that sustains life on this planet. Feel the peace of knowing that the Earth's systems are in balance and that you are connected to them. With every breath, feel yourself sinking deeper into relaxation, more and more at peace with the world around you. Let the natural rhythm of life carry you into a restful, peaceful sleep as you continue to relax. Imagine that you are gently floating just above the earth, weightless, but still deeply connected to the planet beneath you. The earth is full of life, vibrant, dynamic, and beautiful land. Yet, in this moment, you are floating just above it all, watching, listening, and feeling the subtle pulse of nature beneath you. The earth holds you in its embrace, its gravitational pull gently guiding you. It keeps everything in place, the mountains, the oceans, the trees, and the animals. It holds the atmosphere close, allowing the carbon cycle to thrive, to move, to support all of life. Imagine the Earth's pull as a gentle, constant force, like a comforting embrace, pulling you closer, making sure you are part of this delicate balance. Feel the deep connection to the earth as you float above it. The gravity beneath you is not oppressive, it is calming, grounding. It allows life to thrive, to grow, and to exist. With every gentle pull of the earth's gravity, you are reminded of the natural order that surrounds you. The trees grow tall because gravity pulls the roots deep into the soil, helping them stand strong. The oceans rise and fall with the pull of the moon and the earth's gravity, creating tides that nourish and sustain marine life. The natural processes continue without disruption. Now imagine the earth's gravity as part of the larger balance of life, working in harmony with the carbon cycle. As carbon moves through the air, the soil, and the oceans, gravity helps keep it in check, ensuring that it remains part of the Earth's vast system, all influenced by gravity, which gives them their rhythm and flow. But even though the Earth's gravity is a constant, it is not immune to change. Human activity, the way we live and interact with the planet, has begun to shift the balance. The more we release carbon into the atmosphere through burning fossil fuels that threaten to shift the delicate equilibrium that keeps life thriving. Feel the quiet tension in the air as you think about these changes, these disruptions. But as you imagine the Earth's gravity, know that it is still here, still holding the planet in its embrace. Even in the face of change, gravity remains steady, patient, and resilient. It is the force that will continue to hold everything together. Even as we work to restore the balance, the earth is not lost, not beyond help. It is still here, still pulsing with life, and still capable of healing. Now, think about the simple things you can do in your own life to help protect the earth, to restore the balance that has been disrupted. Every choice you make, whether it's using renewable energy, reducing waste, planting trees, you are part of this cycle, and your actions, no matter how small, just as the earth's gravity holds everything in place, so too can your actions help to hold the balance of life. And together, we can help the earth heal, just as gravity helps the planet remain stable and whole. As you breathe deeply now, feel the pull of gravity around you, steady and calming. Let this connection to the earth fill you with a sense of peace. You are supported, you are grounded, and you are part of the great cycle of life. The earth's gravity will continue to guide you, to hold you, and to help you rest in its gentle embrace. With every breath, feel yourself becoming more and more at ease, sinking deeper into the peaceful knowledge that the earth is healing, that the carbon cycle is restoring balance, and that you are connected to all of it. There is no rush, no hurry. You are safe, and you are part of this beautiful natural system. Knowing that everything is in its right place, as you relax further, feel the warmth of the earth's embrace, the steady pull of gravity, keeping you grounded, keeping you safe, and allowing you to rest. The earth's balance is shifting, but it is not broken. You are a part of this world, and the earth will continue to heal, slowly but surely. Let go of any remaining tension, breathe deeply, and feel the peace of being at one with the earth, with gravity, and with the balance of nature. In this peaceful moment, let the earth's rhythm lull you into deep rest. The gravity around you is gentle, supportive, and constant. You are free to let go, to surrender, and to drift into a deep, peaceful sleep, knowing that the earth and you are both part of this beautiful, healing cycle. Good night.